Hello everyone, Rookie is here, welcome to the channel. Today I'm gonna make a comparison video on Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2, so let's get right into it. Before I go into the comparison part, just a little background on my Star Wars career. I have none, okay, so the first Star Wars game I played were Star Wars Battlefront, which came out in 2014, 2015, I don't remember exactly. And I haven't really touched any Star Wars games before that, so mea culpa, I'm not the best authority to speak about where the game has got from the old games. So I ain't gonna compare to these old games, but the ones I played with. So let's start with Battlefront, the previous installment which came out. I remember playing the beta. I remember enjoying the game itself because that game still had a battlefield feel to it. I played Walker Assault most of the time anyway, and that was the best play for it. So the attack on Halton and all the other maps gave me a battlefield feeling. Also, I think in the previous installment, in my opinion, they nailed it. They nailed the Star Wars universe, especially from Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6, which is my favorite from the whole Star Wars movie saga. So I really enjoyed the beta. I did buy the game release date, and I played a lot on Star Wars Battlefront with friends, without friends, so it didn't matter because I enjoyed the game. However, as per my previous videos, that was the point when the DICE game started to become hollow, and then the progression system and the lack of unlockables has plagued the game, and I just naturally drifted away from the game and didn't come back for quite some time. So I think I left it for a good half a year to a year without even touching it. I eventually bought the season pass for it. Thanks, DICE, EA, and I downloaded the new maps and I been reintroduced to the game, and I enjoyed what I've seen. So they've done pretty much the same as they did with Battlefield 1, that they released the game, not plenty meat on the bones, and over time they added new things, they polished things off and made things better with the game. So I did go back and played a bit of a Star Wars Battlefront, but then again I've just drifted away from the game. But the time I spent with it, I enjoyed the game because it had a good feel, it had a good Battlefield feel, it had a good Star Wars feel to it. Yes, they made it casual compared to, for instance, Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3. So they, DICE and most likely EA, try to reach out to the more casual players to widen the scope, and they made the game for this a bit more casual feel, which it helped me in a bit of a way because I'm not a pro gamer. So if a gameplay is a bit more casual, that I benefit from in a way. But nevertheless, it still wasn't like, let's say, Battlefield 4. So yeah, Star Wars Battlefront has died off in my gaming sessions after a few months, and every now and then resurfaces for a game or two, but it does not have the gravity to pull me back into it constantly. For instance, like Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 3 had, which is a shame. And as I said, I think that was the game, that was the point when EA and DICE started to put out a bit hollow and shallow games. And unfortunately, in my eyes, it's that practice is continuing, if not worsening. So overall, Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, I enjoyed the game. I think it was well made, especially when it came to the graphics and the feels and the whole feel to the game. that you are in the Star Wars universe, you are a rebel fighter or you are a empire fighter. So for that reason, I really enjoyed it. So Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta came out last week, and I assume plenty of you have played it. As you could have seen it, I've streamed my first session. And I have to say I wasn't blown away. I've asked a few friends of mine who have played it. They were happy with the game. They were happy with the graphics. On the graphics side, for me, that was a bit of an odd beginning, because on Friday night I've played on my 4K 4-inch telly, and the graphics looked subpar. Nothing what I've expected or get used to from DICE. And a day later I moved on to a full HD 22-inch monitor, which improved things possibly by the compression of the pictures. I don't know. I'm not a techie guy, so I'm not sure what the reason was behind. Maybe because I was streaming on the previous night and that affected in some way the overall quality of the picture. I did notice though that the draw distance are horrible. I don't really have a footage to show what I'm talking about, but I think it was a striker map when the draw distance was like about 5-10 meters in game, unnoticeable 5-10 meters, and that's not something what I'd like to see in a DICE game. So that was one of the points I really didn't like. The gameplay itself and the mechanics, nothing new, nothing extra. I enjoyed it. It's DICE. It's something I got used to it anyway, so I haven't had problems with it. This roll system, I had to get used to it, but it's a useful in combat. But that made it a bit like the Division. Everybody's rolling around, and that's not about skill. Anyway, the game modes, the game modes they gave us were, compared to what we had on Battlefront, especially because Battlefront gave us the Walker Assault, which I enjoyed thoroughly, and I played most of the time. Back with Star Wars Battlefront was lacking here, so they gave us this Galactic Assault on nope, I don't remember which map was it, the name of the map. Apologies for my ignorance, but this is how much I cared about it. So I didn't really enjoy this Galactic Assault. This map for me I didn't enjoy it. Maybe this could be due to the fact that from the Star Wars movies, I always preferred episode 4, 5, and 6 over 1, 2, 3. Jar Jar Binks and all that. No, I did not really like, and I still don't really like episode 1, 2, 3. So maybe that's why I'm a bit biased towards these maps, because obviously this seems to focus a bit. Well, this was focusing more on the episode 1, 2, 3 rather than 4, 5, 6, which I was hoping for anyway. So when it comes to terms of maps, for me, Star Wars Battlefront gave more and better maps. Not to mention the map mode, the game mode. Sorry, the Walker Assault. I enjoyed that game, as I said previously. That had a battlefield feel to it. This didn't. It felt like, I don't know. It felt a bit chaotic for me. Obviously, I was new to the game, so as I said before, I'm not a pro gamer, so I was trying to find my footing. I had a lot of kill assist, and when he kill assist, the name comes up eliminated, and then with small letters kill assist, so it gave you the false sense of achievement that you killed someone, but it was actually just a bloody kill assist, and then I had plenty of those. But that's just down to me, my game style and capabilities. Anyway. So I've tried the striker. That was okay. That was like a capture the flag type of thing. Again, I was not blown away by that map. That map was nothing extra, nothing what really drawn me into it. Oh yeah, I'm in Star Wars, you know. Maybe the star fights up, the aerial fights had the most resemblance for the old Star Wars-ish universe, and what was lacking in Battlefront especially when it first came out, which they eventually added to it anyway. But yeah, overall, as I said, I was not blown away by this game, and I don't think I'm gonna pick it up. I think they've tried. Oh, and sorry, I did not even talk about the progression system. I mean, the lack of it by the introduction of these loot crates. Sorry, but sorry, EA, loot crate system should not have to be in. It doesn't have a place in a first-person shooter genre in my eyes. So in RPG, yeah, you can get away with it, and it can work there. But in a first-person shooter, it's no, come on. I did not like that. Many other YouTubers have covered the subject of how long would it take for you to unlock all the weapons. I think Angry Joe, either he or his community has made some calculations, and apparently it takes about 3,000 hours to unlock every single weapon and star cards and all that, and that's just insane. So to compare, Battlefield 4, I have about 850 hours logged in, and I've unlocked everything what's possible in the game, and that's still one quarter of the time spent on that game versus the time required to be spent on Battlefront 2 in order to unlock all the things because of this scrap system, which also you get through only loot crates, which is randomized. So it doesn't matter how good you are with a certain class or a certain gun. It's down to luck if you can progress and if you can unlock things. I've just read an article yesterday that Ian Dyson looking into changing some of these segments and aspects of the progression, but still, just simply the thought of it, that they thought that, yeah, that's a good idea, let's do this, is just mind-boggling for me. Seriously, I don't see how that's supposed to work, and obviously we know why they're doing it, because they want to sell the loot crates, they want to sell it for real money, and by comparison, in Assassin's Creed Origin, there are also going to be loot crates, but you won't be able to purchase them with real money, only in-game currency. So if it would be like that, and only like that, I'd say, yeah, fair enough. But again, no, loot crates, no. I get it. All the DLC is going to be free. Kudos to that. Well done. A friend of mine mentioned it, that you might remember Titanfall 2 did the same, so they don't have any paid DLCs. All the DLCs they get for free. But he said he didn't. I've never played Titanfall 2. I'd hasten to add. He said he didn't think it's a good idea, because instead of steadily releasing 4 maps like DICE always did every 3 months, putting out a new map DLC, they gave you 4 maps within 3 months apart from each other. So in Titanfall 2, you got every now and then, here and there, 1 map here, 1 map there. So the steady stream has stopped, or there wasn't a steady stream, and you got whenever you got one, due to it's being free. Okay, so you're not paying for it. So he's a bit wary about it, that this could happen here. That was also an EA published game, so all the warning signs are there. So yeah, I get it. No future DLC will cost a penny to us, but that means that you're gonna have to be forced to sometimes, okay, not forced, because you can unlock it if you got 3,000 hours. So that's another blow for this game. So overall, to compare, okay, I can't really compare it because it's only the beta was out, so we didn't really see how many weapons we have, what sort of star cards and abilities you're gonna get in the game. So, it cannot be fairly compared this beta to a fully released game. Nevertheless, I can talk about the feelings I've had playing this game and thinking about the game. And so far, for me, Star Wars Battlefront won, and I'd rather go back to play the old game than purchase this game. So I was a DICE guy. I really enjoy pretty much all of their games up until Star Wars Battlefront, uh, and then Battlefield 1. But that's the thing with DICE, and I don't know how much is EA's fault that they release the game. It's not the full month. It's not the whole package, and then they just drip feed you with things and tweak and fix things after they released it. So they no longer give you the full experience. You have to wait for it, and you have to be committed to them. And that's just when games cost 50-60 quid in here in the UK. I expect a game to be 99% done and not being a guinea pig of their you know how to make them more money. I don't want to be a guinea pig on that one for them. So for these reasons, as I said, for me, Star Wars Battlefront, the first one, has won so far, and I'm not gonna buy the game on release date. Maybe, a few months down the line, when they putting out some offers and maybe half price or some sort of deal on PS4, I might gonna pick it up. So I'm not fully against it. And as I said, DICE have a tendency to fix things well after the fact of release. So I'm not saying that there is absolutely no hope for this game and it's gonna be shit and all that. No, I'm not saying that. But from what I've seen, I wasn't blown away by enough for me to fork out 50-60 quid. Especially Assassin's Creed Origin is coming out. Obviously, that's not FPS, but money to be spent on. Call of Duty World War II coming out as well, which I'm also not blown away by. So it's going to be a tricky few. October, November is going to be a tricky one where to spend my money on. But certainly I ain't going to queue up for this to get my hands on, which is a shame because DICE is one of my favorite studios. I think they're releasing jaw-dropping good games, and when it comes to the visuals and the sound design and the gameplay. But as I said previously in this video, they start to become hollow, they start to become shallow, and I just don't like that. And I'm not saying that, give me everything for my 50 quid I spent on you. No, I'm not that arrogant. But compared to the previous installments and compared to previous games released by and made by DICE, like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2, compared to all those games, by the years progressed and these came out, the content is been given less and less, and the enjoyment factor is to drop to, well, not the enjoyment factor, because I still enjoyed every minute when I played, but the longevity and the gravity to pull me back and keep coming back to play their games. That's where they have gone wrong in the past 3-4 years, and it's a sad thing to see, because I love DICE and I love DICE games, but if they keep releasing half-assed games, they're not gonna go bankrupt, because that ain't never gonna happen, especially with EA in their backs. But they're gonna lose their core audience, and either people are gonna move on to other games or stop gaming, in its entirety. And I can feel it on myself. So I'm 34 and I'm playing less and less and less. Well, to one degree, because life is, getting different, and you don't have that much free time anymore. But also because of the quality of the games you're getting recently. It's getting worse and worse. For me, again, it's for me. It's my personal opinion. I'm not talking to. I don't have the opinion of the masses. That's how I feel. And I watched videos on Star Wars Battlefront Beta 2 beta, and people liked it, and you know, I just somehow I don't share their opinion in that view, because I didn't find something in this game what kept me coming back to it. So I played on all Friday night, and Saturday I went back for I don't know, a few games, and then just logged out, and then on Sunday again, just a few games. When previous games came out, I was hooked onto it. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day, 5-10 hours being put into it. Now it's just like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, try it. Yeah, we tried it. That's that, job done. Not gonna buy it. So for that reason though, I'm glad there are betas, which is not betas, they're just demos and trying to hook you for the game. But in this instance, it didn't hook me at all. And I'd rather be hooked, and I'd rather want to be on the hype train to, oh yeah, this game is great, and then let's buy it. I would, if it would be true for me, but it's not. So for that reason, for me, Star Wars Battlefront has so far still a much better game, and provided and given more than what I've seen in the beta for Battlefront 2. And again, I get it, it's not a fair comparison, full 1-year-old game versus a beta which is a few weeks old, but that's my reasoning. So if you guys made it this far, which I highly doubt, thank you very much for it. I hope you understand my opinion and share it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more of these videos, and don't forget to tune in whenever I'm streaming. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.